My sister blasted my 3-year-old daughter's face with hot water and called it teaching her a lesson. My mother's unexpected reaction showed my sister something she'd never shake off. The real reason for my sister's actions stunned the whole family. Months afterward, what my little girl said caused my sister to completely fall apart crying. Hey Reddit, the noise my daughter let out wasn't ear-splitting. That part still haunts me. It wasn't one of those dramatic movie shrieks that make people rush in. It was more piercing. Brief, bewildered, full of fear, as though her little body couldn't process the shock but instinctively knew it was bad. I was in the living room sorting clothes, only partly tuned in to the quiet background sounds of the house. My toddler had been joyfully smacking her palms against the water in the sink, babbling silly little tunes to herself, the way young kids do when everything feels secure. Then that sharp cry sliced right through. I let go of everything and ran. The bathroom door stood half open. Thick steam clouded the mirror completely. Right in front of my daughter stood my sister, gripping the pull-out faucet sprayer. She didn't appear frightened. She didn't seem remorseful. She just looked annoyed. My daughter had frozen beside the basin, her small frame rigid like it had shut down. Her face was flushed bright pink, eyes enormous and shiny with tears, tiny hands quivering as though she'd forgotten how to move them. She was weeping, but quietly. Choked, uneven gasps that snagged in her chest like she couldn't pull in enough air. I dashed over and sank to my knees. "What did you do?" I asked urgently, already stretching out to hold her. My sister let out a long breath. "She kept ignoring me," she replied without emotion. "I said quit playing in the water." I glanced at the faucet. It was still flowing. Hot water. "Why is it hot?" My tone came out strained and careful. My sister finally faced me. "Cold doesn't get the message across," she answered. "This does." For an instant I genuinely believed I'd heard wrong. "You aimed hot water at her face," I echoed. She gave an eye roll. "Calm down. It wasn't scalding," she said. "It's just correction." That single word, correction, rang inside my skull. I scooped my daughter up. The second my arms closed around her, she latched onto me, pressing her face hard against my neck, as if terrified I'd vanish. Her little fingers dug into my shirt with surprising force. Every part of her was shivering. I could feel the lingering heat radiating through her outfit, not severe enough for blisters, but plenty to startle her, to frighten her, to force a lesson no child that age should ever receive. "She's only 3, I told her, my own voice unsteady. My sister folded her arms. "Exactly, that's when they pick things up quickest." An icy feeling spread inside my ribs. That was the moment my mother stepped into the bathroom. She paused just past the threshold and surveyed everything carefully, her gaze shifting from my sister to the running tap, then to my trembling child cradled against me. For one tiny, hopeful heartbeat, I thought, this has to be it, this has to cross the line. Instead, my mother asked evenly, "What was the issue?" My heart sank. "She was making too much noise," my sister explained. "She ignored me when I told her to quit." My mother gave a small nod. "Children require boundaries," she remarked. I stared straight at her. "She used hot water on her face," I said, volume rising. "That isn't teaching." My mother exhaled, the exact same weary sound she'd made my whole life whenever I challenged her. "You're blowing this out of proportion," she replied. "You've always been overly emotional." I glanced at my daughter. She'd become eerily silent. Her eyes tracked every gesture, every change in position around her, as though bracing for the next painful thing. That's when it hit me clearly. This wasn't an error. This wasn't a one-off lapse. To them, this was ordinary. I carried my daughter straight out of there. Nobody blocked my path. Nobody trailed after us. Nobody offered regret. That evening, she refused to let water run anywhere near her. When bedtime came and I tried cleaning her hands, she shrieked and jerked backward. Any splash close to her cheeks made her recoil violently. It tore me apart inside. I remained by her crib long after she drifted off, studying the gentle lift and fall of her breathing, the awful memory looping endlessly. Gradually, painfully, the bigger picture came into focus. I recalled other incidents. My sister barking at children, not even hers, my mother dismissing severity as building resilience. How any unease was downplayed unless it inconvenienced the grown-ups. A chilling realization struck. Had I not walked in, nobody would have intervened. The following morning I faced my sister in the kitchen. "This can never occur again," I stated firmly. She chuckled into her mug. "Don't turn this into a scene." I looked at my mother. "If she ever lays a hand on my daughter again," I said carefully, "we are gone for good." My mother made a dismissive sound. "You'd break up the family over some splashed water." That was when it truly sank in. They saw no wrongdoing, so nothing would change. 2 days afterward, my sister made a comment that froze the air. "She's too quick to cry," she remarked. "I was just making her tougher." That sealed it, not guidance, dominance. That same night I packed without drama or rage. Just essentials, toys, her beloved bunny with the floppy ear. My daughter perched on the mattress, observing quietly. "Mommy," she murmured, voice fragile, "am I naughty?" The question cracked me open. "No," I answered at once, drawing her close. "You are protected. You are cherished." For the first time I truly grasped it. This went beyond my sister. It was a household that shielded harshness by labeling it guidance. What I hadn't anticipated was that my mother, the same one who'd instantly backed my sister, was about to respond in a completely unforeseen manner. When she did, the root of my sister's actions finally surfaced. What followed didn't merely surprise my sister, it compelled the family to face a long-buried reality. I held back that night. No yelling, no ultimatums, no midnight escape. I remained, not from lack of fury, but because part of me needed to witness my mother's next move. Morning arrived heavy with strain. Nobody brought up the incident, no apologies surfaced. My sister drifted through the kitchen as usual, softly humming while fixing her drink. My daughter pressed tight against me. Each faucet turned on triggered a flinch. That reaction alone should have spoken volumes. My mother observed silently. No scolding, no further defense of my sister, just quiet watching. Strangely, that unnerved me more than her earlier dismissal. That afternoon my mother called my sister into the family room. Her tone was steady, almost unnaturally so. "Have a seat," she instructed. My sister sighed dramatically but complied. I stayed opposite them, daughter nestled in my lap, face hidden beneath my chin. My mother kept her volume normal. No blame, no attack. She simply inquired, "What made you believe that was okay?" My sister gave a short laugh. "It gets results," she answered. "That's how you brought us up." The space went quiet. My mother's expression shifted, not rage, but something closer to painful understanding. "You're correct," she said carefully. My insides tightened. Then she went on, "And therein lies the issue." My sister frowned. "Excuse me," my mother clasped her hands. "I did the same to you," she confessed softly. When I felt swamped, I lashed out and named it discipline because facing my own frustration was harder. My sister's smirk vanished. "I convinced myself it built character," my mother added, "but really it just hardened you." She held her daughter's eyes. "It turned you unkind." My throat closed. My sister forced a chuckle. "That's absurd." My mother denied it gently. "What's absurd is seeing my granddaughter shake in fear because you passed down something that should have stopped with me." My sister shot to her feet. "Now you're choosing her over me," my mother answered without pause. "I'm choosing the little girl." Those words struck hard. Then my mother surprised us all. She looked straight at me. "You should have walked away sooner," she told me, "and I should have ended it the instant it began." Her tone faltered. "I let down both of my daughters." My sister gaped. "You're calling it abuse now?" My mother held steady, "because that's exactly what it was." The room fell utterly silent. That instant marked a permanent shift. Not explosive, not theatrical, just final. My mother laid down clear boundaries that day. My sister would never correct my child, never be unsupervised with her. Disagree, then leave. My sister stormed out, doors banging, accusations of oversensitivity, claims of being unfairly targeted. But the fracture had already formed. Over the following weeks, my mother opened up about things long unspoken: the exhaustion of single parenting, how resentment seeped into her methods, how she mistook dominance for proper guidance. "I didn't have better tools," she acknowledged. "It doesn't justify anything, but it shows where the pattern began." We relocated soon after, not fueled by bitterness, but by clear perspective. Time passed, my daughter recovered gradually, the flinching at running water faded, her laughter returned, safety settled in, nothing else mattered more. Then one day, months on, my sister appeared without warning. She seemed diminished, weary, diminished. My daughter sat coloring. She glanced up at her aunt and asked without any trace of dread or resentment, "Auntie, are you angry anymore?" My sister went rigid. "No," she breathed. My daughter cocked her head. "Then why did you make it hurt?" That broke her. My sister sank down, trembling, tears slipping out in quiet, ragged waves. "I'm so sorry," she managed. "I didn't realize how wrong I was." My daughter watched her a moment, then spoke words I'll hold close forever. "Saying sorry is good. But please don't use hurt to show kids anything." My sister had no reply left. I didn't either. That closed the chapter. No further justifications, no more denial. No lingering, that's just how we were raised. True discipline guides, it never terrifies. Suffering doesn't forge strength. Terror doesn't earn loyalty. When grown-ups mistake dominance for affection, kids absorb quiet endurance instead of genuine security. Ending inherited damage rarely begins with blame. It begins with owning it. And often, the tiniest voices deliver the most powerful revelations. That's the full story for today. Thanks for listening.